All right, let's see. Welcome
Anybody else?
everybody. Just I think me and you are the only ones that care anymore, but here we go. Welcome everybody to the very happy holiday edition of happy for one of us anyway on this call. Happy holiday edition of the Commissioner's Corner. We have the number one seed and still the number one seed that's still undefeated, Jason Bradshaw, and myself, the commissioner. And first of all, we want to wish everybody a happy holidays and Merry Christmas and all that good stuff. So we're going to just jump into it because we're a little bit of a time crunch. But so the first matchup was me against the number one seed out of control. And unfortunately, my team, well, actually probably the worst. I wound up being the lowest scoring in the playoffs. I would have lost to anybody else, even though me and Ethan would have been close. Made a tough call on the quarterback, and he was the second best option. Obviously, Jaden Daniels had a huge game, and Bijan Robinson. The rest of my team was really underperforming. Cup has really fallen off. Harrison has not had a big game in about a month. Neighbors has been okay. Odinze was an okay start. McBride had a subpar game, and Boswell hasn't had a big game in a while in the Chiefs defense. On the out of control side, Goff monster game or above average game. Gibbs really good. Everybody else double digits with exception of Dowdle and the Lions defense. So really 145, probably 70%, 80% of the time you're going to win with that score. So congratulations, Jason. Any comments on our matchup?
No, I mean, yeah, 148. That's a legitimate score or whatever it was, and it's tough to compete with that week in and week out. I would ask this. I mean, how many times have you scored that low, Arnold? You're like the top scorer in the league.
Well, I haven't scored under 100. There's definitely been weeks. Yeah, definitely. It's probably in my lower. It wasn't the worst performance, but it was definitely towards the bottom two or three of the
You've
of the
never
year.
scored under 100?
Not this whole year, no.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, so it wasn't as I mean, I was at least hoping to be competitive. Obviously, you had the Dawdle. You made the switch, so and then in the afternoon you had Metcalf. All my teams were down by the morning games. I was hoping at least it'd be interesting. By the morning it was over. So, again, not much to say. You are the one seat for a reason. Congratulations, and moving on to face the next matchup, which was
Well, let's talk about lifetime comparisons. I mean, didn't we get the stats?
well, lifetime after this, I'm 19-10 against you, but most of the losses, as you will, I'm sure, point out that in the games that matter, you seem to have performed better than me. But overall, during the regular
That,
season, I think
it's tough to beat anybody twice, right? I mean, we've known this for. What are you having there? What kind of cocktail are you having, Arnold?
it's just water
Oh,
for my voice. Yeah. Now after this, we'll start drinking. But
and anybody has a hard time beating somebody two times, and when it was two divisions, it was even harder to beat someone three
somebody
times.
3 times, yeah, very very different.
So I mean, we all know what it is. You got to put together three good games at the end, and hope the other guy doesn't, and that's just kind of where you have to be. So, I mean, I don't remember the last time, and honestly, Kevin's not even the number two seed. Ray was.
No,
Uh,
Kevin. I think Kevin was the number 2 seed.
no,
Yeah.
it was Ray.
Let me see. I'm pretty sure. Let me see.
All right.
League home. Hold on. Um, let's see. Championship matchups. There can be only one. Nope, that's not the one. Um, where was my post? Yeah, Kevin was the number 2 seed. Kevin. Ray had a falling out. Kevin was the number one. It's very rare that they actually
I
the
thought
top.
Ethan was the number seven.
Ethan was number 6 because David, we all, me, David, and Ethan 5,
Oh,
but David had the least score. So Ethan was 6,
this is pretty
and
rare then. Number one versus number two.
very rare that the
But
top
number
two.
two's got to be the favorite.
Well, we're going to find out what's going to happen. But looking at that matchup, Kevin didn't mess around. Look at that. I mean, if you look at Burrow 31, HN 31, Ford 24, and Jigba. I mean, that's with Tyreek even having and his tight end not doing much, but the Bills defense. On the flip side, Ethan, I mean, you just can't help that your quarterback and your wide receiver just can't get you 70 points every week. And his team did fine. He would have beaten me by two. That would have really sucked if we played each other. I lost by two, but obviously Kevin is like you said. The right now the team, at least going into the final matchup, you two are the highest scoring teams, and again, very rare one and two meet up. I'm sure Ethan's disappointed. Me and him get to play for bronze. Nobody really likes bronze, but I'll do my best to compete there. Looking at Ethan's team, um, no one really. I mean, Chase is pretty much that's probably his floor. Mayfield, that's probably his floor. Tight end, nothing. Kicker, subpar. Defense, subpar. Puka. So I don't want to run into him because I don't think those guys are going to have the same kind of games. So his team really had trouble. Kevin's still continues the Burrow, Chase Brown, and then the HN Tyreek Hill. So we'll look at who they're playing this week. But um, tough, but it wasn't close either. So unfortunately, championship week was like college playoff week. The bigger seeds just whooped on the lower seeds. Any comments on this matchup?
No, I mean it is what it is. I mean the number two seed took care of business. He's the high scorer of the week. I've been picking him for the last what? How many weeks
Yeah, you've been.
to be the
Yeah,
champion for like the last 5 weeks? His team is solid from top to bottom, and it is what it is. I mean, he is legitimately the team to beat.
yeah, looking at Ethan's bench, I don't think again neither me or Ethan. The one thing that's really kind of stuck out is nothing we could have done. It would have just the end result would have been the same. So, congratulations to you and Kevin. And now we're gonna go to the preview. So, I think the first thing is me and Ethan. I think Ethan's gonna be favored by I don't know 5 to 10. What do you think?
I think 7. I think he should be favored. I mean, if you look at his team, I mean, he's had the most points scored against him. He started off terrible. And you can't really, I mean, last week was an anomaly. It's a low scoring week for him. I didn't think his team would be that good. So you're right.
So it's
I think he's got you by 7.
he's favored by 3. And again, I beat him earlier this year, but it might be like father like son. He's favored by 3. Mayfield against Carolina, so you got like that. Jaden Daniels, Atlanta. So Monday night I got Jaden Daniels, and I'll have Bijan Robinson. So two of the top two players. So Ethan's going to have a healthy lead, um, or else probably
Who's Atlanta playing?
they're playing Washington, Atlanta Monday night. So I got Jaden Daniels and
Okay.
Bijan Robinson. So he's going to
Are
have
you
to have
going
a
to
health.
play Daniels?
I am playing Daniels this week, yes.
Okay.
And then obviously running back, I have him because he's got Swift or Harris, so that's my advantage. But receivers, he's again, I'll be doing some push-ups. All three of the receivers should outperform my three receivers. Or I guess our four receivers. Again, all four of his Chase, Nakua, Evans, and Addison against neighbors Cup, who's been doing nothing. Harrison and Shakur. So definitely like Ethan's the receiving core. Guy like me on the tight end. Kicker's probably a wash, and defense is probably a wash. So should be a competitive game. Lifetime. I beat him in the only matchup. I beat him pretty handily. So we'll see if that continues. And obviously, you've said you favor Ethan this week
I
to
do.
win the gym. Fair enough. So the main event, you against Kevin. I'm going to say Kevin by 5.
I'm going to say
Yeah.
Kevin by 7.
Let's see. And it's Kevin by 5. I didn't even look. So right now, unless something changes. So golf at San Francisco. I mean, Niners kind of. Oh, that's also Monday night.
Oh,
Oh
yeah, it
wow.
is.
Okay, so you're gonna have Gibbs. Oh wow. So you're gonna have Monday night. Obviously, he's got Burrow at Denver. That's not great. So Denver's a pretty good defense. So that's got to favor you. And Jigba versus McLaurin. So you'll have 3 players
Well,
Monday night.
he's got Burrow and Chase.
Yeah, that's tough. I know. He's got Burrow and Chase. Who's Miami? Miami at Cleveland. So the matchups, I got to say, the actual matchups favor you. Favor you, I
Well,
think.
I mean, it leaves me with a hope. I wouldn't say favor,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
both those defenses have the ability to make it difficult for the opposing team, and so
for sure.
I will need some help. I'm in the underdog, and I will need some help. I swapped out some points. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna bench Dowdle against Philly, and I'm gonna go with Keenan Allen, who's got like four
You
out of
got
the
high.
last 5 games are 20 plus points.
Yeah, so that's Thursday. So there's Wednesday, Thursday. There's games Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So there's games all. So every day there's something. So So this should be a really, like I said, on paper, it looks like a very competitive. You beat, it was a close one when you guys met earlier. You beat him 139 to 135. So obviously going to back, unprecedented, and also your fifth ring. So again, both a back to back has only been done twice before, and this would definitely, since you're already ahead at four, nobody's ever had five. So I'm assuming the majority of the league is probably rooting against you, but that's the way you like it.
Well,
So
it usually goes from the commissioner down, so yeah, it's probably true.
that is not, well, it's probably true, but yeah. Mm. So yeah, should be tough. Again, games all the way. I mean, it's interesting. Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So it's gonna be an exciting weekend. I mean, like you said, the first to reiterate, number one versus number two rarely happens, if ever, and a very tight game on paper. And he's coming on a 7 game winning streak. You're coming in a 6 game winning streak. This is about as hot as two teams can be running into each other. So uh, we will see what happens, but he's going to have a pretty sizable lead because you not only have Goff and Gibbs, but you also have McLaurin Monday night. And so anybody else, so you got a lot of players Wednesday, some Thursday. It's interesting because it looks like you have Tucker Wednesday, you have the Ravens defense Wednesday, and then Thursday. So really on Sunday, you're only going to have Garrett Wilson and Njoku. So that's interesting. So
Maybe
and the
it
fact
could
that Miami,
if T Higgins isn't playing, it might be Gasecki.
okay. Well, I do like your matchups because Miami, Tua going, they're at Cleveland. Again, cold weather, not usually a strength. So that
That's
that
true.
that should favor. I do think the matchups definitely. I don't know. I mean, Burrow's
Are
got
you
a tough.
leaning? Are you leaning?
Yeah, I mean, right now on paper, I would have to say you're probably, even though the scoreboard doesn't reflect it. If I had to bet, I think you're probably a slight favorite. I think so. So,
So you're saying I got a chance?
of course, you have a chance. It'll come down. So, I mean, realistically, Kevin has to be up by about 60 points to feel comfortable come Monday night. And I don't even know if that's going to be enough with three of your top guns going. I mean, he might even need.
Particularly because like Gibbs sat the fourth quarter in the last game because they were up.
I also think the Lions, they're still pissed because last year the Niners, and they like to run up the score. I wouldn't be surprised if I mean, depending which Niner team shows up,
Well,
but
if you looked at the last game, they were up by what, 3 scores in the fourth, and they let Reynolds play. You got to like that play. You save your premier running back. You're up. You got the game under control. It'd be interesting to see what Gibbs can do in a full 4 quarters. We haven't seen that all year. We know what it looked like last year, and so the Golf Gibbs combo, I'm going to be relying on that a lot, and
yeah,
we'll see what happens. I wish Kevin would have chimed in for the championship, but he's been quiet all year, which is probably
yeah,
his nature.
Kevin hasn't Kevin hasn't joined. Kevin just is, Kevin's a businessman. He's just getting down to business. So,
Well, how many years has he been in the league?
uh, it was funny. I was looking at the league history here. So
Because I'm going to call him out. He's never been here, right?
Well, he's never. I mean, he never really joined much. So where's Kevin? Kevin is Team Beast Mode 60. So what is that? 11 years.
So 11 years he's never been
Oh
in the
no,
final.
no, no, no. There's no. It's not. No, my math is wrong. Let's see. Maybe
No,
10
that's
years.
8 years, 9 years.
Yeah. Let's see. He has
So
started
in 8 years he's never made the final.
one, two, three, four, five, six. This is the seventh year. Seventh year. Seventh year.
Seventh year,
Yeah.
never made finals,
As far as I know, no.
and he's quiet.
Yeah. He's finished. No, he finished third in 2019. That was
That's
his
not
best.
finals.
Yeah, so that's his best. That's his best performance. So this thing's pretty cool. If you guys, if the link, if anybody's interested, it actually shows you what's going on. So
So let me ask some questions so you can look at it. What we'll finish up close. When was the last time Ray was in the finals?
um, let's see. So I don't think this goes back.
Because he won back to back. Are
Yeah,
you
but that was a
saying
long. That was like 2000, 2001. So if I go to home,
so he hasn't won in 24 years, 23 years?
it's been a while. I think. Let me go here and yeah. So I have it right here. So Ray went back to back in 2001 and 2003. So 21 years ago. It's been a minute.
And what about David? Has he ever won? Or
David
is he,
won. Yeah, that's why I keep it here. David won in 2015.
okay,
So
so
the
he
only
won one.
people, yeah, the only people I was actually talking to Chia, the only people that have never won, I think are Joan. No, Joni won. I think
No,
are
she beat
Rodney.
me. She
Yeah,
beat me.
Rodney and Kevin. Let me look at
What about
and
Chio?
Chia won. Chia won. Chia won 2017.
Was that like COVID?
No, it's pre-COVID. So Chia won in
That
2017.
was a joke.
Oh, Evan won. I mean, so I think actually almost everyone except I think the only two that have not won are Kevin and Rodney. Let me see the standings if I'm correct. Um, where's the standings overview here? So you've won, Ray's won, Rodney has not won, I've won. Ethan. Ethan hasn't won, but he's new. So yeah, Evans won, Ben's won, Steve's won, and Mike won once, and Paul's won. So yeah, so the only ones are Ethan, but it's only his. Well, actually, I guess he has one. Never mind, he's got half a championship. So really, it's only Rodney and Kevin has a way of trying to. He can make that right this year. This is his chance.
Well, you can root for him too.
Me and Ben had a conversation. We decided you're the ultimate wrestling heel. You get the crowd pumped. You get people in the stands. People are excited to root
I
against
think
you.
you're missing the point. This is my goal. I am the Belichick, as you know. I
You
am
are
the
the
Brady, but I
you are
want
the
to go
village.
out like Elway.
All right. We will see what happens.
I know that'd be the ultimate. Just walk away. Everybody knows it's done.
Well, it is. I will say it is funny. Christina asked me, "Why does Jason always win?" I really did not have a. I could not answer that question. She's
Oh,
all like,
it's a tremendous amount of luck. I mean, let's be
well,
honest. It is what it is.
well,
What's interesting about this league is like nobody trades except for the same people who trade with the same people. Nobody talks any crap except for the same people that talk crap to each other. And then everything's like diplomacy. It's just completely different than what you would expect. And yet here you are thriving. People want to come back to the league and and they'll just do what they do and adjust to whatever's going on.
well,
Sometimes I think a fantasy football league, Arnold, sometimes I think a fantasy football league needs a dictatorship. Nope, we're not doing that. And that's your job. Sometimes you have to just shut it down and say, nope, nostalgic wins. This is what it's been. This is where we're going. This is what it's going to be. We love to have it. And that's just the way it is. And that's food for thought for the future because you might come across some things that change it so dynamically in 5-10 years when, you know, maybe they make different rules and, you want to start doing like if your defense holds it under 10 points, you get a point for every point they
yeah,
hold under.
okay, but I actually think a lot of the changes are good. I think it makes things more fun. But I mean, my whole philosophy is I'm just
But that's not what you started with how many years ago?
this is 27. I want to say
Yeah.
27.
So, I mean, think about it. You started with the league 27 years ago, and it's been the mainstay for 25, just say 25. And then if you want to start a nouveau league, just join any league at work because that's the way they are. They're
Well,
just
I think
the
I mean to
comparatives are
me,
different. I mean, you've made so many changes in the last 5 years that are so different than what we started with. Is 1 through 14 draft order. Then we went for free agent pool, so you could do this, and we extended the kicker to 1 point for every 10 yards, and then we just added on and added on and added on. But that's the way leagues are run today. Next thing you know, you're going to do two quarterbacks. You're only going to do two wide receivers and or three wide receivers and one running back, and you can't start a second tight end. I mean, at some point, you're going to have to say, nope, that's not this league because it's not going to
well, I mean
resonate.
everybody gets a. I mean the thing is you have to have a majority vote, and I don't have a problem
You
with that.
don't. You
I don't.
actually don't. It's a commissioner's job to say, nope. Sometimes it's not best for what the nostalgic part of the league is because all the other leagues are the same. And you'll get it. You'll get it. At some point, it'll drive you to the end. Oh, he didn't pull his flag. It should be a personal penalty. You should get 2 points for this and 5 points for that. And we should go to defensive players. And it's never
Well,
going to stop.
I don't know. I mean, there's been plenty of things that didn't get voted on. I don't think. I mean, to me, the most. I mean, honestly, this is fun, and to me, the most fun is obviously having the draft and seeing everybody and engaging. Obviously, I'm probably for the most part, I'm closest to most of the people. I mean, obviously, some people are closest to each other, but
Well,
for
I
the
mean,
most
it's
part,
great for me and you because we're here every week.
yeah, that's fine. They don't have nobody. That's the thing. Some people want to take it more seriously, and other people just want to take it casual. I got no problem
No,
with
this
that.
is the fun part.
Yeah, this
This
is
is actually the funnest part.
that's right. So that's why I
And they're
don't even
totally
understand.
missing
I
it.
will
And they're
see.
totally
I
missing
know you
it.
say you resign. I told Gala we'll give you a few months to think about it. See
Yeah,
if
she
this is.
said the same thing today, but I'm gonna spend some time with your wife, my wife, and your sister, and there'll
We
be
both know
openings.
that is. We're both married men, and we both know that's full of shit. You can come back on the corner either way.
I'm still gonna come to the corner. I'm gonna
All right.
support you. I'm gonna follow Ethan in the
You're the
lead.
only one that's only. Yeah,
I
well,
know, but
Ethan
I'm
will still
still
be
gonna do
part
all
of it.
that. I'm still gonna give
That
you crap, and I'm still gonna tell you what I don't agree with. What I'm trying to do is empower you to say sometimes no.
I got all the power that I want, my friend. If I wanted to, none of this really bothers. Like I said, if this is what the people want, this is what the people get. It's not a big deal to me. I mean, I actually think a lot of the stuff like the point per reception made more fun, and I do.
I wouldn't argue with that one. I
And
would
then
say
and then
that
the
one
free
was.
agency was. I mean, the way we did the free agency was not
I
fair.
didn't really like that one. I mean the money, and then everybody's the same, and then the money outweighs your rank. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
I
then
don't really know
everybody. So
why
you
there's
had
a
a chance,
rank.
and
It should
actually
just be
for
money,
yeah,
right?
but
It should be just money.
for strategy, it made a lot more sense because it's not fair that you have the top priority when you have a really
Yeah,
important
but it
player.
makes no sense because if I bid $2 and you bid $1 and you're the number 1 seed and I'm the number 14 seed, it makes no difference. You have no
But
choice.
I could bid my whole wad the first week, and then I know what I'm doing. But it actually gives you more control.
I
We
don't I
also
don't I don't see it. Like I don't see the value in that. Maybe if you said $1 for every draft position, maybe, and then if I'm 14, I have to spend 15 or $16 to outbid your number 1 seed. Maybe I would be like,
oh, you
okay,
have
I could
everybody has
see.
the same. No, the thing is, you have the same budget to start off with, and you can. Some people.
It means nothing then if I bid $2 and you bid $1 and I'm the 14 and you're the one and I
Yeah,
get
but
them because I
but
did.
if you said week one, if you want to bet $50,
I'm just saying,
that
like you could color it any color you want. I didn't really agree with that because it wasn't well thought out. I
that
think every
no, that
draft
is the
position
industry.
should
That is
count for a
by
dollar.
far that fab order is by far the industry. In fact, it's considered that if you don't have fab, that you're more.
Well,
It's more of a
fab is
luck.
okay, but also draft position should count as something other than $1.
Well, you
So
do
I
if
would
it's
think it
no,
would
if
be
it's a
one
tie.
dollar for every
If
draft
it's a,
position.
no, if it's a tie, if you both bet $1, whoever has the higher waiver priority would
Yeah,
get
but
that
if I
player.
bet two, it doesn't make up for the fact that I'm
But you don't
13
have to. But
spots
then
ahead.
you had the option to bet three. That's the thing. It's not like it prevent nobody. If you had three
But
dollars
there's
left,
still discounts the value of my draft position. Why
no, it
isn't
doesn't.
draft position worth $1?
Well, again, I'm open to suggestions. Nobody
I'm
does it
just
that
saying,
way.
like simple things like that. I'm just like,
Well,
eh.
then we reduced. I mean, the one thing I was always against was reducing the scoring for the quarterback. And now looking back on it, I was wrong that we had one player that was so heavily weighted compared to the rest, and that was unfair. So I mean, I actually like that. So I think a lot
I
of
voted
teams.
for that. I voted.
Yeah.
I actually voted for that because it was too heavily weighted for one position to determine how you draft
Yeah,
something.
because one quarterback could outweigh an entire team if that quarterback performs. So I mean,
Totally.
we a lot of stuff I didn't like at first, but now I'm on board. So
Those ones I,
well,
I didn't mind at all.
well, we
I
can.
thought that was completely reasonable. It equaled the playing field and let it come to you. I love the fact that you have so many flex players because
Yeah,
that means you can dictate the draft for yourself as opposed to the draft dictating what you
correct. So
have.
that's what
I
makes
mean,
our
that's
league.
always been
No other
true.
league has this many flex players. So I think we
No,
still
they
do.
don't. They don't.
We still
But
do
those are
things.
the types of things that you have to say no to. You
But I
can't
would,
let
man.
those things change.
Well,
Like you
we
can't even
could.
put them to a vote. You're like, nope.
I don't know. You can put anything to vote. I don't agree with that. But that's just an opinion.
Well, that's the problem.
We
Is
can
that you?
we can discuss this on the final episode. You can we can next
Okay,
week.
sounds good. I know you got to go in your short time here.
I gotta go. Hey, Merry Christmas to you and my
Merry Christmas.
family.
Happy Hanukkah.
Merry Christmas to the five other viewers that might watch this, and Happy Hanukkah. All
Does,
right.
does
Good
anybody
luck.
watch it?
What?
Does anybody watch it?
Yeah, it's. I think a few people subscribed. So last week, five people. I don't know. I
That's
think
awesome.
at the most we ever got was 28 views. So that I'm always hoping to get 13 because that means at least everyone in the league watched it. But
Sounds great. Go
all
go
right.
spend time with the family. Thank you,
All right.
Arnold.
Take care. Good luck this
Bye.
week. Bye.